pre-K friends, it's me, Mrs. Smith, and Earl. Earl said, hello, pre-K scholars. He was so excited today, he wanted us to sing our song again, our Happy and You Know It Feeling song. So I told Earl that that would be okay. We will sing our song first, then I will read a book. And in the end of our lesson today, scholars, we'll get to play a game. It's a really fun game, so I know you would really enjoy it, okay? I'll explain that after I'm done reading the story. But first, let's start off by singing our Happy and You Know It Feeling song. All right? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then you really ought to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're surprised and you know it, say, oh my, oh my. If you're surprised and you know it, say, oh my, oh my. If you're surprised and you know it, then you really ought to show it. If you're surprised and you know it, say, oh my, oh my. If you're sad and you know it, rub your eyes, boo hoo. If you're sad and you know it, rub your eyes, boo hoo. If you're sad and you know it, then you really ought to show it. If you're sad and you know it, rub your eyes, boo hoo. If you're scared and you know it, shiver and shake. If you're scared and you know it, shiver and shake. If you're scared and you know it, then you really ought to show it. If you're scared and you know it, shiver and shake. If you're sleepy and you know it, close your eyes. If you're sleepy and you know it, close your eyes. If you're sleepy and you know it, then you really ought to show it. If you're sleepy and you know it, close your eyes. If you're angry and you know it, stump your feet. If you're angry and you know it, stump your feet. If you're angry and you know it, then you really ought to show it. If you're angry and you know it, stump your feet. But pre-K friends, we never want to end with being angry. We know feelings go crazy. They can go up, they can go down, they can go all over the place. So let's end it with happy. Ready? Go! If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then you really ought to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Woo! That was so much fun, scholars. You're welcome, Earl. He's so excited, friends. He really loved the Happy and You Know It Feeling song. Yeah, sure, I can do that. So he said that maybe we should record the song so we can upload it to our YouTube channel, and then you can go in and sing the song anytime. So Mrs. Smith will do that today. I'll make sure I record just the song by itself, okay? Not the lesson, but just the song. All right, scholars, are we ready to move on? Wait, I didn't hear you. Are we ready to move on? Okay, scholars. All right, so our book today is going to be called, The Feel Good Book by Todd Parr. So today's lesson is all about feelings, identifying feelings, scholars. And this is the board that we'll use to play our game a little later. So I'm going to read to you with feelings because we've learned a lot about feelings, okay? It says here, feelings are what we have when we see, hear, remember, or do something. When feelings are big, our body responds and we show emotions. And we talked about that a lot, scholars. When we say feelings, when you have big feelings, we call them emotions, okay? So The Feel Good Book by Todd Parr. Let's go ahead and read it. Giving a great big hug feels good. Eating carrots with a bunny feels good. Getting tickled feels good. Taking a bubble bath feels good. Showing the new kid around. Feels good. And scholars, you do a great job at that. When we get new friends in our school, we work really hard to make sure that our friends feel welcome. So thank you for that. Kiss your brains. Sometimes being a new kid is not so easy. Rubbing noses feels good. Visiting a sick friend feels good. Crying when you're sad feels good. Laughing out loud feels good. Let's laugh out loud. Let me hear you, scholars. Let's move on. Brushing your hair with a line feels good. Catching snowflakes on your tongue feels good. Reading a book under a tree feels good. Watching your grandma and grandpa dance feels good. I bet you friends like when Mrs. Smith dances too, right? Dancing feels good. Having a ladybug land on your hand feels good. Sharing your treats feels good. Waiting for the tooth fairy feels good. Saying I love you in sign language feels good. Playing under the sprinklers feels good. Making a new friend feels good. Making sounds like a monkey feels good. Seeing fireflies outside your window feels good. Letting a kitten lick your fingers feels good. Brushing your teeth with strawberry toothpaste feels good. Learning how to count to 8 with a spider feels good. Let's count, scholars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Spiders have 8 legs. Giving somebody something special feels good. Whispering in someone's ear feels good. Being brave feels good. Taking a nap with a giant stuffed animal feels good. Being together feels good. It's good to be together with someone, because if you were by yourself, you're probably feeling, you got it, lonely. Oh, Todd has a message. Let's read it. It feels good to think about all the things that make you feel good. Rubbing my dog's tummy makes me feel good, and him too. What things make you feel good? Love, Todd. Let's think about that, scholars. Let's think. What makes you feel good? Ashley, how are you feeling today? Good, good. Are we ready to move on and play our game, scholars? I'm so excited. I can't hear you, scholars. Are you ready to play the game? Okay. So this is how we're going to play the game. I'm going to put this book here. Mrs. Smith will read a card. I'm going to read this card. And the name of this game, I should tell you, scholars, is called How Do You Feel When? So I'm going to to read something. Then I'm going to give you some time to think. While you're thinking, you're going to hear this music. Then I will stop the music, right? So I'm giving you time to think. When the music stops, I'm going to show you the answers that I have on this board. Okay, so it's going to be a secret. I'll keep the board like this the first time, okay? And then you are going to have to guess. Did you guess the right feelings, or did you say the right feelings? I shouldn't say guess the right feelings, because our feelings, we can feel different about many different things, scholars, okay? So let me get this up here. But I want to see how smart you are, right? Are you able to identify your feelings? Do you know feelings? Okay? So, what will happen is I'll keep this way. If you match the same feelings that I have, then you get to kiss your brain once. If you come up with a feeling that Mrs. Smith doesn't have, then you get to kiss your brain twice. Okay? Are we ready to play? All right, I'll read the first one. Let's get our music ready here. All right. So turn your ears on. All right, the first one is, how do you feel when your parents turn off the light for bedtime? How do you feel when your parents turn off the light for bedtime? Okay, be thinking, scholars. All right, are you ready to see if you came up with a different feeling? All right, and remember, how do you feel when your parents turn off your light for bedtime? Ooh. If you said sad, kiss your brain. If you said happy, kiss your brain. If you said scared, kiss your brain. If you said another feeling that's not on here, scholars, kiss your brain twice. Right? And I know some of you are wondering, happy, why would you feel happy if your parents come to turn your light off? Maybe you're really tired and you just really need to get some rest. You might feel scared because maybe you're afraid of the dark. If that's the case, scholars, then you probably should ask your parents for maybe a nightlight, okay? And sad. You might be sad because you just don't want to end your night. But guess what, friends? In the morning, you'll get to see your friends and family all over again, okay? But our rest is very important. All right. So, are we ready to play another round? All right, let me take this off. All right, scholars. All right, let's see. Ooh, I think I have a tricky one here for you. Let's see. Let's do this one. I like this one. All right, and thank you, scholars, for being patient. It's kind of hard for Mrs. Smith to do this by herself at home, right? Okay. Okie dokie. All right, so I'll keep it this way. And are we ready? Turn your ears on. How do you feel when you break your favorite toy? Let's think. How do you feel when you break your favorite toy? Here comes the thinking music. All right, thinking time is up. Remember, the question was, how do you feel when you break your favorite toy? Woo, here's what we have. You might feel worried or anxious. If you said that, kiss your brain once. If you said frustrated, kiss your brain once. If you said sad, kiss your brain once. If you said another feeling that Mrs. Smith doesn't have here, kiss your brain twice, right? Remember, when we feel frustrated, that means you really didn't want to do it. So you're frustrated because you weren't trying to break it, right? And sad. Of course you'd be sad if you broke your toy. And worried or anxious. Maybe you're afraid that you might get into trouble because you broke your toy. But I say honesty is the best policy. If you broke it by accident, you just tell your families you broke it in an accident, okay? Was that round fun? All right, friends, hold on. Let's play another one. Let's get another one ready. All right. Ooh, I like this one. Let's see. All right, so this one here says, well, first you gotta turn your ears on. Are your ears ready? Turn them on. Are they on? Okay. How do you feel when your teacher tells you that you've done a good job? How do you feel when your teachers tell you you've done a good job? How do you feel? All right, be thinking, scholars. Here's our music. All right, that's more than enough thinking time. Scholars, are you ready to see what Mrs. Smith has? Here we go. Happy. If you said happy, kiss your brain once. If you said proud, kiss your brain once. If you said any other feeling, kiss your brain twice. Right, scholars? It's always nice when your teachers tell you that you've done a good job, right? And you scholars do. So you know what? Everybody just kiss your brains because you friends are awesome. All right, are we ready for another round? I think this is going to be our last game, okay? So I want you to turn your ears on and be ready, scholars. All right, let's see here. Oh, actually, nope, we have two more. We'll do this one. Let's see. And, all right, and I'm ready to read it. All right, so turn your ears on. feel when it's raining outside? And guess what, scholars? At my home today it was raining. I don't know if it's raining at your home, but today it was raining. So how do you feel when it's raining outside? All right, scholars, let's see here. How do you feel when it's raining outside? This is what Mrs. Smith has. Do you feel sad? Or maybe you feel disappointed because you really wanted to go outside to play today, right? Or maybe you feel happy because you love the rain. If you said any one of these feelings, if you said sad, disappointed, or happy, kiss your brain once. If you said another feeling that Mrs. Smith doesn't have here, kiss your brain twice. Good job, scholars. All right, let's move on. This is the last one. Oh my goodness, this is the last one, scholars. Let's see here. All right. Okie dokie. All right. So here we go. The last game. This is our last round. How do you feel when you see a puppy? How do you feel when you see a puppy? Are you ready to think, scholars? Hold on here. Let me give you your thinking music. How do you feel when you see a puppy? I know how I feel. I'll tell you later. But how do you feel? Think, think, think. That's enough thinking time. How do you feel when you see a puppy? I'll tell you first of all. I'll share Mrs. Smith feelings later. Let's see. If you feel scared, kiss your brain. If you feel worried or anxious, kiss your brain. Or if you said happy, kiss your brain. If you said any other feeling that Mrs. Smith doesn't have, kiss your brain twice. I'll tell you how Mrs. Smith feels. Mrs. Smith is really afraid of dogs. So I would feel scared if I see a puppy. Everybody's afraid of something. Mrs. Smith is afraid of dogs. You might feel anxious and worried because you don't know, right? Remember, the worried feeling is when you don't know. You don't know if that dog's going to bite you, right? Or maybe you just love dogs, so you're really, really happy, right? No matter how you feel, scholars, make sure that you're always sharing your feelings with the people that you love, okay? Always share your feelings. And with that, Earl and I are going to say goodbye, excuse me, until next time.